Gibbo presents.
It's Gibbo, and right now I'm once again joined by Miami's Prime Minister and Global Ambassador of Music, Culture and Soundclash. It is Walshy Fire. Walshy, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Man. I feel like every single time you add something else to it. I love it.
You know, we have to switch it up, keep it fresh.
Yep. Yeah, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. Let's get to it. Happy 2015 to all the people watching 2015. This might be like your third or fourth video because I know you know what I'm saying, stay on top of whatever is going on in the Clash world. But this might be the very first just conversational, Gibbo presents.com recap. So 2015, going back into 2014. Let's do it, man.
We're going to get into some Soundclash related discussion and debate soon, but before we do, I know you want to touch on Sting 2014. So what was your overall opinion of the event? Did it live up to your expectations?
Sting is not Sting is a very, very, very big show, and it's got a lot of important dancehall moments. And those important moments are just not captured, I think, the way that the fans want to capture them because of the organization backstage. Like, I personally have been backstage, and there's no way. It's just impossible. It's impossible. They'd have to move venues. It's impossible to be able to organize that chaos backstage. Every artist is bringing 30 people, and all 30 people feel like they need to be on stage. And it's just... how do we get back to having just one artist on stage? And then how do we get back to having one artist spit lyrics and then the next artist spit lyrics without one artist overdoing it and then the other artists, not being able to say anything, or the physical part of it, which is what I think happened with Black Rhino and Kiprich. So I will say this, Sting 2014, I think as much as people might say Gully Bop, or whosoever say Gully Bop, I actually think Black Rhino took Sting. I think Black Rhino was the only person who came out on stage by himself, ready for a clash. Like, yo, I'm going to stand on stage. I'm going to spit lyrics until somebody walks out. Then he clashed. He got on stage when Tommy Lee was clashing. Nobody came out. He got on stage when Tommy Lee was clashing. He got on stage when Gage was clashing. And he got on stage when Kiprich was clashing. He's the only person that actually clashed like anybody, like everybody. And then what happened with Kiprich, I do believe Kiprich didn't give him a chance to talk, and I don't want to see a clash like that. I want to see one for one. So big up Black Rhino. I don't know him personally, but I in my opinion think he took Sting and did what the fans wanted, which was clash.
Transitioning from artists clashing to sound systems clashing, a lot's happened in the sound system world since we last spoke 6 months ago. One thing we did discuss last time was the work rates and winning streak of Young Hawk. Since then, Jamie has continued in the same fashion, clocking up more victories and trophies. How impressive do you find his achievements in 2014?
All right, well, like I said to you a second ago, we're giving out our first Gibbo right here. And I know you don't want to give out a Gibbo, but we're going to give out a Gibbo. And I'm going to use this air freshener. And I'm going to say Gibbo. I'm going to say, Young Hawk, Jamie, you win the first Gibbo. And that would be consistent of most clashes and then also most wins, which I think makes you Sound of the Year. So, Jamie Young Hawk, here's your first Gibbo. Want to say big up to all the sounds like Firelinks and Soul Supreme who clashed all year long. But Jamie just does what I think most athletes do. I always compare sound system to sports. I just feel like Jamie just enters more boxing matches. He just trains more than everyone else. He just plays the game harder than everyone else, and so therefore I think the results show. He's winning clashes that nobody can say are bad clashes. Like, his clashes are all good clashes. And he's winning pretty much, you know what I'm saying, he's pretty much dominating. And so, yeah, man, big up Jamie, man. Sound of the year, no question. Keep the streak going. He's got a lot of clashes coming up in 2015 already, 2015, I mean.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he has some high-profile clashes lined up for this year, namely Soul Supreme, LP, and Warrior. Will he be able to continue this winning streak?
Yeah, man, he'll do fine. The only one that's going to completely annihilate him is LP. LP is going to destroy Young Hawk. The rest of them are going to be great clashes. And also, I want to say big up to Warrior Sound. I think that's going to be the highlight clash out of every clash you just said. No clash right now I think people are going to watch and listen to more than the Warrior versus Young Hawk globally, And I think that's because, big up to the promoter, I forgot who the promoter is, but big up to the promoter, I do believe that he nailed it. And that's what clashes were missing. And now that we have active clashes again, promoters are beginning to find their creativity. That's a creative clash. People want to see something. There has to be a reason for the clash if you want the ticket sales to be high, and that clash has a reason. Two selectors that do it on their own, who have never clashed before. They're really one of the very few sounds that actually just mix talk by themselves. So you have a one-on-one with one selector versus one selector. That is a story. There's a story there. So I think that's going to be one of the most profitable clashes for that promoter for 2015. So Young Hawk, you're good. I just LP alone, Yeah.
In the summer, I asked if you thought Jamie was the current king of New York, and you said you didn't think he'd quite done enough to wear the crown as of yet. 6 months and a few victories later, has he done enough to change your minds?
This is what he's the king of, a Gibbo. He's won a Gibbo. LP is the king of New York, okay? So when he beats LP, he'll have a Gibbo and he'll have King of New York. So that's the clash. That is the clash right there for King of New York.
Another man who had a good 2014 in terms of clashing was Fire Links. He just missed out on the Tune for Tune rounds in the UK Cup Clash in London before going on to defeat Soul Supreme in New York and win the Magnum All-Star Face-Off Series in Jamaica. Did we see a new Links this year in terms of his approach to clashing?
Man, or did we see the old Links? Did we see the Links that everybody missed? I think that's what it is, man. We saw the Fire Links that everybody loves and misses, man. And I think that when Links didn't clash as much and kind of went into the juggling world and was just like, yo, he's just going to stay on that side, it was actually what was happening in Clash. The Clash scene just wasn't happening. Now that the Clash scene is happening again, and we're having good clashes and well-attended clashes, somebody like him entering the battlefield again and, of course, winning and performing, on the level that he does. He's such a, it's just, it's Fire Links. It's like, how you gonna beat that guy, in performance? Like, he's just gonna do everything he can to win. And so I think we actually are seeing the old Fire Links. And I think that's because the old Sound Clash energy is back. So
time for you to give out another Gibbo, I think. This is a bit of a hard one to judge as there's not audio and video available of all clashes, but what was your clash of the year for 2014?
Oh man, clash of the year. Clash of the year. I don't know why, I can't stop listening to Soul Supreme Fire Links. I don't know why I feel like that was one of the most entertaining clashes I've ever heard, I don't know if I'd give out a Gibbo on that. I would just say, in my opinion, that's the clash I listen to constantly, but I think that there's so many good clashes. There's a lot of good clashes, man. A lot, Yeah, man. No, it was a great clash here.
I'll put you on the spot again. Breakthrough sound of the year, the sound that made the most progress in 2014.
Come on, man. Get this Gibbo up to Rhythm Force. Give this Gibbo up to Rhythm Force sound, man. Rhythm Force sound probably went from Who's That in 2013, or I'd say 2012, to like literally being like, yo, I kind of know that sound, but I'm not sure exactly, to 2013 and 14, making a strong impact and having a lot of people respect them in New York City, you know, as well as some other places, and just kind of making their presence known. And I know they have a clash coming forward soon, but Rhythm Force definitely beat the shit out of some sounds, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, Rhythm Force wins that Gibbo.
Gibbo.